Okay, hopefully the issue is fixed and I can get my audience back. That would make me very happy. And I don't know what to do about the stream. Whether I should just restart the game altogether or try and merge two together. Okay, oh, hello. I need to resize my screen because you're hiding behind the microphone. Yes, so what happened is my mic was showing that I was talking in OBS, but I had it going to the wrong audio channel. So for whatever reason, it wasn't being picked up by my stream settings, which I don't know why, because presumably that's how I always have it set and it normally works. So yeah, I don't know whether... Oh. Begin the game? Is this going to load from where I was, or has it reset? Because that would solve a question. Okay, it has reset. The question is, do I make the same choices? Oh, you might not be getting game sound because I tried muting that. So let me unmute that. There we go. So yeah, I don't know whether to make the same choices that I made last time. Now that we're up and running.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Or if I should just, like, maybe try and do it properly, considering it's the first time I'm playing it, and maybe it would be better to follow instructions.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah. Let's try being a good Stanley. They're not very good at power saving, are they? All these computers that they've left on. Turn those off before you go home. Yeah, that's probably the best idea rather
Yet
than...
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This sounds very much like my to-do list. Tomorrow, complete what I was meant to do today. Oh dear. Yeah, I've never worked in a proper corporate environment, but yeah, this is kind of similar to what I've seen at work. I actually completely wasn't listening to what I was meant to do, but I'm assuming it was go through this door. Hopefully. Oh, hello. I can't remember what he told me to do, but there's no door out of here, so I'm assuming if I get...
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, yeah. I was like, there's no exit, so either that ends the game.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Or it would just, like, Stanley gets locked in the broom closet and starves to death. Hopefully it's not... Oh, boss's office. This is fancy. Kind of true, though. Well, true to life. Oh,
Stepping
piano.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What do I do now? Stanley doesn't know what to do. Except he's just been told.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination... Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Wow.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
There's a newly opened passage. Oh, there it is. Wow. This isn't concerning at all. So I'm guessing it's not just a bank holiday and everyone's at home and Stanley forgot about it. For the secret basement. And loading screen. How are you doing anyway?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, that seems like somewhere I want to go. Hey, yeah, can I have a telephone, please? Escape. Oh, that you don't know how tempting that is, but I'll be good. Ooh, no. Not the Enderman. Very dark. Other than this little bit here. It's also quite good that Stanley can't jump, because otherwise Stanley would be going over the rails. Oh, I guess I pressed that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm glad that you've got the word nearly in there, because it would be sad if you'd actually died in your article world, but I imagine you've got quite a bit of adrenaline going. Right, and the camera's on.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Oh no.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I didn't catch which one was mine. I saw the numbers, but I couldn't see Stanley's cubicle. Oh, right. He's over there. 427, I believe. And yeah, that is my room. Do you like some internal consistency?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Why is there a pirate employee?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
There's a big red button. Do I press the big red button? I want to press the big red button. That seems like it would do something fun. Oh, is it just a light? No! Let me press it. It's taking a lot of willpower not to just randomly interact with everything that I can see. What do you do? Other than make a cool little da-da-da noise. Okay. Maybe I'm meant to go to the power facility. Oh, here we go. Yep, those are some numbered buttons. Okay, that's closed. Okay, let's go and see if we can interact with stuff in the power place. Maybe we can... Oh! Does Stanley get to rule the world now? Am I the manager? Oh no, I just turn it off.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yep, sure. Just me pressing some numbered buttons. See what they did. I tried to press the big red thing, but it apparently was a light bulb.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
I'm doubtful.
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh, this is nice. Bit of countryside.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, good for you, Stanley. Half a heart? Yeah. Barely a scratch. I wouldn't have panicked. The end is never the end. Oh, poor Stanley. Is it going to repeat? Can I interact with anything in here? No. Okay, that's locked.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, now I guess the question is, do I do this logically and work backwards from my last choice? Now we do the opposite. Yeah. Which is what I was doing the first time, because I'm terrible.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I must admit, I was admiring. You couldn't hear me, but I was admiring the employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
And I was admiring it, and then it started talking again. But you would have heard that voice line as well.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Or not. I like this door. I wanted to see where this door went.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But yeah. No lying in here. Can I go in there? No, I need a key card. I blocked myself out. Warning. Will cause death. Does it? I'll try and look after Stanley.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is she? As my nana used to say, who's she, the cat's mother? Because she always wanted me to use names for people. Right, this seems fairly linear. Also, I worked out that Stanley can't jump. He must be very unfit. Oh, this, yeah, that's not scary at all.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly play... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh no, I've been caught.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
That was not what I was expecting it to end with.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm not saying that on the street.
Is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. Let's be good again. It doesn't get upset with us. How far back do I need to go? Why
Now
is
that
this?
we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Yeah, I was wondering where the safety fences had come. And yeah, the narrator's really good. Those are a bit creepy though. Oh, was it... Is this door open again? Or am I literally retracing the steps? Yeah. Okay. Wants me to go all the way back.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Will I though?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I'm locked
All
in.
right.
Here we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is it gonna get upset?
No! Why did you do
Oh,
that?
it's
Quickly,
gone
hurry
weirder.
back in the other direction.
Oh,
Perhaps we're
dear.
not too late.
Yep, something's definitely gone wrong here. I don't remember this looking like that last time. Can I open anything in here? No. Okay. Oh dear. You've made me break reality. Okay. That's not looking entirely right either, to be honest.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Ooh.
For what? What did you get out of that?
It's
What did you think was
France.
so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh. Oh dear. Made him angry. That's not very nice. I don't think it worked.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
I did see it. It was great. Really enjoyed
Behave
it.
exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up
So we
to the
go back
task.
through the right
Just
door.
follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I mean, it's tempting to see if it does a different wrong thing. Door on the right? Does it do a different bad thing? Here we go.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
I mean,
Just
part of me
follow
is
my lead
tempting
and
to
you'll
see
be fine.
how many
All right.
times I can go through the wrong door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
One more time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
I'm going to
responsibly
assume
and
that it's
always
just
putting the
gonna
story first.
always
I'm
do
quite
that from
sure
now
you'll
on,
be
but
up
I
to
could
the
be wrong.
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I already entered the door on the left. Can't open any doors. Ah, this looks much better.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to
Don't
his
get
boss's
fired.
office,
That's a good tip
hoping
for
he
not
might
getting
find an answer
fired.
there.
Yep, that looks like some reports. Spilt coffee cup. Yeah. Right, this all looks the same as the first time I was round here. Desk lamp. Mergers. Oh dear. Office party? I don't know what day it is today though. Financial panic meeting. I can't go back this time. Interesting chart. Oh dear. Ugh. That's definitely some corporate BS right there. You spelt yourself wrong. Maybe you should proofread that. Wait, what are my dreams? Comatose. Plant life? Is that I dream to be plant life? Or I dream to see plant life? Okay, we've come to the beginning again. Oh, they locked the broom closet. I wanted to go in there. Okay. Oh, I don't have another choice. I'm being
Coming to a staircase,
railroaded.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I've been railroaded. It won't let me go down anymore. That's it. Can I interact with that? No. Right, what's this way? No, a locked door. Another locked door? Yeah. What you doing? This looks different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
What did the poor
And beyond
panda
all
do?
probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Yep, sure. It was night, dark, something, something.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Right. Night Shark 115?
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yeah, there is a
You didn't
problem.
mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Crying. If I had a voice, I'd do it. I don't have a voice.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh dear. I got angry again. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
Oh
the door
no.
on his left.
I am the narrator now. Right, what?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Oh.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
No, everything's
Sorry,
not
Nietzsche
alright.
needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything.
Stanley's not listening
This
to
is
you
more
anymore.
important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Sorry, Mr. Narrator. I'd love to help, but Stanley's broken. Ah, this looks familiar. Can I use the phone? No. Yeah, it's having a bad time. You know, you just want to write a nice little... How do I close that? Oh. Oh dear. I locked the door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This seems rather familiar. What's this say? I hate Mondays. Oh dear. No, they don't all say that. That's good. At least someone might enjoy Monday. Right. No, that's not the meeting room. That's not the meeting room either. Here we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are you sure about that?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Yay.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Right. Now, do I go that way to the meeting room, or do I go and get married to my love of my life? Yeah, let's go to the meeting
And
room.
so he
Ooh.
detoured through
No,
the
okay,
maintenance
let's go
section,
down here.
walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
No, we
and
don't.
got back on track.
No, sorry. That's not what happens. I'm gonna make you have a meltdown again instead.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's
Oh,
to the right,
hello.
my mistake.
I'm assuming none of these can be opened, so I guess I have to go to the right.
No,
Oh,
no,
whoops.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever
Oh.
said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah.
Now let's see. We
He
went
lost
down,
his map.
right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh. You sure about that, buddy? Oh, hello. I don't like the lights being on. I assume I can't get in the truck. No. This doesn't look like the right way. Oh, have we made it back to this room again?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
All gone
Whole
wrong
story
again.
completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I did enjoy, like, the choose your own adventure books when I was a kid.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted.
Wow.
I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you
No.
move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Ooh.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ooh. So many options. Photocopier? Lovely. It's feeling like a bit of a maze. Am I gonna get horribly lost and never see the light of day again? Nope.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I
No.
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by
Oh.
starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yep. I didn't catch that. Everyone knows what.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope, can't open that. Right. Meeting room. Oh no.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the
Oh.
other direction and see if we missed anything?
Why'd you make me walk all this way then? The story's not here. I don't know if I've actually got the Ultra Deluxe version.
Aha!
Oh.
I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never
No.
mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, no, that looks even worse, buddy.
Now this...
Not going
Well, I'll
well.
be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I
No.
don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work
This
for
doesn't
that
feel
win.
like winning.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Ah, now I'm definitely being railroaded.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Seems pretty simple to me so far. You sure? I don't remember it going that way last time. But I'll follow your line just to see where I end up. I kind of want to escape
You
as
see,
well.
the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
Having some trouble
Well,
following
I'd
the
like
line.
to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This is jaunty. Possibly quite loud. Very inspiring. Okay, that's definitely too loud. At least for me. I'm assuming it's very loud for you as well. Okay. That seems better. I'm still not sure about... That's a lot of peer reviews. Yeah, I think whoever painted this line was maybe drunk.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley,
Oh.
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I'm definitely failing that. Yeah, I'm having a great time with this. I could see this taking quite a long time
Wait,
to get
what?
through all the
We're
options.
back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I definitely want to try that escape door as well. Oh, hello. No, this is the wrong place
not
again.
Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yep, turn it off and on again. See if that helps.
You know what, Stanley?
Oh
I
dear.
say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Why is there a room number that leads to a corridor?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I was worried I was going to be stuck running around in circles then. It seemed a little that way. Oh dear.
No, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Yeah, this is very exciting. Those lovely cream walls and the beige carpet. Right. Don't look at the line. It's only attention seeking. Oh. Going on like that. Okay. This is much better. This is what we like. Some cream walls. Oh no, there's filing cabinets.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us up. Will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Our destiny or your destiny? Oh, confusion endo.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight
Bookstore?
times?
I want to find the bookstore.
That's really how all this goes?
That sounds good.
Determined?
So where am I at the moment?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on
Okay, here we are.
thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Oh.
Time return stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Nope. We just sit here
So,
forever
Okay.
till you restart the game.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh dear. The narrator got broken. That didn't sound good. In the meantime, we'll go around again. I believe
all
I'm
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
not
decided to
meant
go
to
to the
be
meeting room.
able to get
Perhaps he
anywhere.
had simply missed a memo.
I think everything was meant to turn black now. Oh, look.
When Stanley
Favourite
came
doors.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did he though? Did he really?
This was not the correct way to the meeting
Don't
room,
think he
and
did.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Everyone loves an employee
The
lounge.
lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper.
The drinks
something
machine.
darker.
I wasn't expecting that. Someone get murdered in the break room?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I would love to see how many more voice lines there are if you just stand in that room forever. Right. Let's see if we can go get married.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's so tempting to jump off, though.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Ooh, there's a
I'm
door
not
down
your
there.
enemy, really, I'm
Am
not.
I really going to die?
I realize that investing your
Oh,
trust
probably
in
now.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
I'm going to be good.
To put your work aside.
Maybe.
To let her back
Yeah.
into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Yeah, I will do that at some point. I was very tempted, but then it started going up and I was like, well, I'm definitely going to die now.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh,
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
that.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
that's mean. You know, Stanley's got a good job. He's diligent. Why wouldn't someone want to marry him?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing
Yeah,
buttons.
I'm doing good at the button
exactly
pressing.
what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I think Stanley could do with cleaning the sink. That's what Stanley could do with. Is it going to accept any input? No. How long? Is this just going to stay here? Oh, look. The big boss's office. Yeah. This is a bit sad, Stanley. Walk off the elevator onto the railing to your right when it goes up. Okay, I can try that. Please press R. Okay.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
To watch TV. Oh, he stole my sofa. That's a bit mean.
And so he began to fantasize
He
about
stole
his
my
own job.
TV.
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he
What?
called it the Stanley Parable.
Game with a baby.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end. that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Maybe. Aww. Yep, Stanley's gone a bit
But
mad.
there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, now I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to make the narrator angry or the screen angry. Make the narrator angry.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Question nothing. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Narrator. I'm stuck. This or nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Oh,
and
that's a
Stanley
bit
pushed
mean.
a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
Yeah, I've just noticed that the game is listed as Ultra Deluxe, but I'm pretty sure I'm just on the bog standard version. I need a quick break. So I'm going to put 3 minutes on the timer, and then we can get back to making the narrator go crazy and wandering Stanley around in little circles. So I will see you shortly. Oh no, not the internet. Hopefully it recovers by the time I get back. And then I'll go walk off the railing if I'm allowed. Made it back just in time. Ooh. Oh, I'm tired. I didn't sleep very well last night. Oh, I can actually just end the break rather than letting it tick down. That's good to know. Resume. Okay, hopefully you're still with me and your internet hasn't given up. I'm going to take Stanley on a little walk.
Someone was following Stanley.
Oh,
he was
no.
sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Stanley's gone paranoid. My mouse is a little too twitchy. I suppose that would be good. I mean, I'm assuming there isn't actually ever going to be anyone behind me, but... Oh. Maybe it doesn't like me talking or something. Fine with the break screen, but not with me.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Chatting.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. No, sorry.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Oh, poor Stanley.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, so am I aiming for that, I assume?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
As
but
it
the
goes
fact is
across.
that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
I don't believe you, you're a liar. I saw the mannequin that you told me was my wife. Danger everywhere. Walk off where? Just lagging a little behind. Yep, here I go. Actually, I don't know what the latency is. I'm not sure I can change it mid-stream if it's not on the right. Oh no, we're on the latency setting that I normally have. Just checking. Sorry, I'll get back to games shortly. Resume the game. Staircase going down. No, ooh.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
It better be the blue
Stanley
door.
walked through the red door.
Oh no. No, I like blue. Blue is a better colour in my opinion.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red
Blue door.
door.
The blue door.
I still don't
Oh.
think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Quite insistent. What if you're colour... Oh, that's blue now. What if you're colourblind, Mr. Narrator?
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
do.
You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
That's why I love survival games, because I want to know what's over the horizon.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Yeah, sure, why not? But, this is tempting though. I do like this door. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Okay, I'm going to stop you.
Please rate your
Now,
experience.
tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Oh, how do I?
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ooh. Worldwide leaderboard. The awards to win? I'm not sure there is an Ultra Deluxe. And tab out quick, because my game is just the Stanley Parable, but I think it wouldn't let me pick just that on YouTube. So I think maybe that's why it's not quite right. Oh, I mean, 9,328 isn't so bad. You keep shutting the doors on me. I can't help it, can I?
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Wow, that is a... Yeah, sorry, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Well,
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
I mean, mostly it was the buzzer noise that I was
This
not
seems like it'll
enjoying.
work. Let's give it a shot.
Well,
Well, Stanley, is this
haven't
any better?
removed it.
At
Yeah.
last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
Stanley still can't jump.
I'll say this. I'm done making things for you.
He can't jump.
From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Ooh. Yep.
This will go here. No, here. And then...
We found it. You're gonna lower that so I can get in the house.
See, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off...
The door?
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, we love a door.
It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it.
It's
Gaze
beautiful.
upon my
Well
work
done.
of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I'm sure this won't take me back to the nightmare that is the office block. Can't punch any trees though.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Ooh,
Diamond
yeah, that's better.
everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh. Can Stanley take full
Oh
damage?
my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope. You didn't tell me to bring a light.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in
At least
mind.
I
I'm
seem
looking
to
for
be on
something more
peaceful
narrow
mode.
and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5.
Oh,
Even
hello,
the
spider.
diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Yeah, I don't think that game will ever last. You'd want to just wander around and mine and build things.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk.
Portal?
Oh, it's inspired. I
Oh.
couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I think this is Portal, but I've never played Portal. I really should, because it seems like a game that I would enjoy.
Oh, it's a puzzle.
Oh no.
Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Oh, hello, thanks. That's useful.
Genius. No, actually, you know what?
Oh.
I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly
I was
doubt you're any
enjoying that.
right.
Oh, hello. Whee! It's a little bit dark and quiet down here. Oh. Mr. Narrator? Hello? Oh. Oh no. I've fallen in the void. Nope. Yeah, I think it looks better with the new paint job. I'm not a fan of Magnolia Walls, but this is giving me horror story vibes. You're not gonna tell me where to go. Finally annoyed the narrator enough. Ah, this looks familiar. Oh. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Just that one light there. Ah, this looks good. Oh. Danny's on an upgrade in his kit. Some sort of timeline. Is that the game? In the back rooms. Oh, yep, got some monitoring over there. Okay, I can't seem to interact with anything here, but I guess I can go back through the... Oh, no, I can't.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I know of the back rooms, but The actual reference is not coming to me right now. Because whatever series it's from is one that I've never watched or played. I can't even remember if it's a game or a series.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I am tempted to try that escape if I can get back there. So I'm actually going to go left
When
this
Stanley
time.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, he did. Stanley, a good boy. Back here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, sure. Oh, but they've opened this up
Coming
now.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, okay, so is it literally called the Backrooms? Yeah, I have... Oh, hello. Yeah, I have to go down now that I'm allowed to. What's down there? Ooh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yeah. Not sure you are, buddy. Exit. Pretty sure that sign's always been there.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Okay.
And everything went black.
Downstairs wasn't
This is the
as
story
fun as
of
I
a
thought it
woman
might be.
named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy.
Poor
This much she
Stanley.
knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow. Leaving poor Stanley there on the sidewalk. And they got all better. But the music is somewhat creepy now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
At least he doesn't feel paranoid anymore. I guess that's something. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's be a good Stanley. At least unless I find that door to the outside again.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Well, escape.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings,
I would if I
desperate for
could.
clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah.
He stepped
Well
into the
done,
newly
Stanley.
opened passageway.
Oh yeah, I forget that it's not behind that keypad that opens. I remember what digits were in the key code. I don't remember what way I need to go. Here we go. Time to feel sick and disorientated. Poor Stanley. We didn't have a cutscene last time. Or did we? No. Yeah, this should be.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't trust, but I've got to try it.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh. Sorry, Stanley, buddy. I want to see what it's like.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean, it's got to comes to us all at some point. Yeah, that's quite a drop. Right. Sorry, Stanley. But I'm trying to save you from being trapped forever. Okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Poor Stanley. Oh no.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
That's a bit gruesome. Or would have been if I hadn't escaped. Stanley!
And yet it would be
I'm a
just
bit
a few
dark.
minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I mean, this looks pretty fancy. Like a
When
museum or
every
something.
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Yeah, that looks like our office. Can't actually type on Stanley's computer. I mean, I don't know how, like, I mean, surely they had some sort of idea of people getting lost, but can you imagine just like, yeah, I'm just gonna, like, build this and then see what pops into my head? To be honest, that's the sort of thing I'd do if I was making a game. Oh, I love a bit of solitaire. Oops. I wasn't expecting to be able to turn that off, sorry. Yay. Yeah, I gotta click stuff if I can click it. Right. Button sounds. Nice. Credits list that we've already had scroll by. Okay, where are we going? Office? Nice. Oh, am I gonna find that fan that I was told was important? A copy hiding there. Bit of wall art. The point of the Stanley Parable is still ace. I'm going crazy. Possibly. Yep, things are going a little bit strange. Yeah, people are weird. Like, let's just show you some really random things that make no sense. Yeah, sounds great. Can't wait to play. Alien base. I don't remember an alien base. Oh. Action game becomes sentient. Interesting. I actually kind of like this behind the scenes thing. Assuming that it's actually realistic. Oh dear. Yeah. Office pencil sharpener. Do I ever get to use a pencil sharpener? Ah. Ding. Very quiet without the narrator. Ending. Don't know if I've reached this ending. Ooh. The levers don't work anymore. Oh, eventually cut. That's why I don't recognize it. Yeah. That's like, you know, he does talk a lot. I guess that's part of being a narrator. But at the same time, it was kind of nice, you know? Having someone try and tell me what to do. Oh, there is an exit. Oh, look, it's our office. Yeah, you don't need two PCs, Stanley. Right. Okay, I think I have actually wandered around all of it. Maybe, ish, sort of. So, I'm gonna see in the exit. Ah, freedom.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
I ain't no quitter. Oh dear. Is it just going to be a black screen now? Does anything happen? Or is it literally just darkness for eternity? I may need to actually follow instructions and begin again. Yep. It's all gone quiet and dark. And he has been abandoned. Well, I guess I abandoned Stanley to his doom. Let's begin the game again.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Okay. I'm glad that it doesn't actually restart the game. Although I suppose if... Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did he? I'm not sure he did this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
I've just got to
well.
see that break room
Perhaps
again.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
It's
first,
so good.
just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
I think not a room that looks like this.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah. I tried to go down there and then I got distracted. But what I want to do is see if I can
Stanley
jump
was
off and
so
get
bad
out
at
of that
following
door there.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Because I don't think I take full damage.
But
Oh,
in his eagerness
okay,
to
I
prove
do.
that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yeah. I was fine before. I just suddenly take full
A
damage
soft
now.
wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I think it would be quite fun if you did look back and there was just another Stanley behind you. Creepy, but fun.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him
Oh,
smile.
dear.
At last, proof that he was human.
Bit dark.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nice, Stanley. I can't... Yeah, I was gonna see if I could jump onto that railing and then onto the floor. But... Yeah, there's railing all around the platform, so I can't do that. So I am going to go through
And
this
so he
door.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Well, nearly. Oh, that'll just take me back to the beginning, won't it? No. Oh, yeah. It's shut. Right. Here we go to the meeting room. Hope you've got your report ready.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Ugh.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Something sounded like a cat. But I don't know if it
Coming
was
to a
just me.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sure, why not? Oh. No, still not allowed in the Oh, yes, I am allowed in the bathroom. Great. It's been a while. I got a feeling money's for stealing. Interesting. Don't think I can interact with anything in the bathroom. Toilet? No. Flush the toilet. Sit on the toilet. Not that sort of game. Stanley bleeds but has no other bodily needs. Ah, oh, that poor panda. What did that panda ever do to you? That is not a business strategy. Ooh, where's the lift go? This is fancy. Go up? Yeah, I haven't been up yet. Nice bit of elevator music. Okay, slightly creepy. I hope I'm not stuck in here forever. Okay. Yeah. Right. I will need to finish this at some point.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Ew, ashtray.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Nifty. Okay, back to the lift. I shan't escape to my doom this time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep, sounds about right. The lights
The
on?
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Employee
nature
observation
revealed.
protocol.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I was wondering if I could see the pirate, but I can't. Yep, take me out of
This
here.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
There's the
Was this the
pirate.
only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't think so. Stanley takes over the world.
You didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh no.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what
that's
precious
number
moments
4
each
is.
one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
Aw.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley?
That's a 0.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
Well, you never
Do you
know.
have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Wander around aimlessly.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say,
Nope.
happily ever after.
Boom. Well, I guess that's a pretty good place to end up. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and I'll definitely be playing it again. I'm not sure I'll do it on a stream because it's, I think, well, I feel like we've got most of the the meat of the story out of the way. So it'll probably just be more craziness. Unless you are interested in watching that. I'm not sure about Monday stream. I would like to, but I don't have any footage for my next episode yet, and I'm going on holiday on Wednesday, so I'm gonna have to see where I am with that. Like how far I managed to get with it, because hopefully I can have it in a state where I feel I can finish it up before I go away, but I might need to work on it on Monday instead of streaming. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll do this at some other point then. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And thanks for watching. And I shall see you next time. Nope, quick to main menu, don't begin the game again. See ya!